Hi, welcome to the read of the June 2026 issue of the Love Exquisite Magazine, which you can access for free online if you go through my Love Exquisite LLC YouTube channel, y'all. So click the link in the profile and you get access to the full magazine. My name is Lynette, for those of you who don't know, and I just want to say happy Juneteenth. And happy birthday to my sister, Danette. Woo-hoo! Happy birthday to the cancers out there. So we are reading in the Learning by Design section of the magazine. And I'm reading this important article for you. And it's titled, Be Kind to Yourself. This is so important, and I hope that you listen and take this information in as advice for yourself. Be kind to yourself. In life, sometimes we are our own worst critic. We judge ourselves more harshly than we tend to judge others. We beat ourselves up emotionally when we don't make the right decisions. But I am here to ask you to be kind to yourself. I often say, give yourself the same grace that you give so freely to others. Forgive yourself the same way that you are so freely to forgive others. And how quickly you are to forgive others, but you hold yourself to a different accountability level of accountability. You got to be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself, just like you are so patient with others. How many times do you let people do the same things over and over and over again, and you're so forgiving and you're so patient, but when it comes to yourself, you hold yourself to a level that you don't hold everybody else to. It's not fair to yourself. So be kind to yourself. Don't blame yourself when others have wronged you. You cannot be the villain and the victim at the same time. You cannot control how other people treat you, but you can control how you treat yourself. Believe in yourself just as much as you believe in others. If you live long enough, you'll eventually get to a point in life when believing in other people can sometimes feel heavier than hopeful. You know, we believe in everybody else. Oh, they say whatever they say they're going to do, we believe them. But when we try to say we're going to do something, then we have doubts. And it's like, no, believe in yourself. Believe in your abilities and capabilities. And especially if you're one of God's children, you can do what? All things. So remember that. So you may find that you keep giving people chances after chances because you see the good in them, or you want to see the good in them. Maybe you don't see it, but you want to see it. So you replay in your mind the good person that they say they are, or the person that they say they're going to be to you, or how good of a person you are. You expect everybody else to be the same way because your heart is good and your heart is pure and in the right place. Everybody else's isn't. So be kind to yourself. Your heart knows that they have not always been. Your heart might not, when you are comparing how kind you are to yourself and how kind you are to others, sometimes you might say to yourself, well, I know they've been through a lot, so I want to give them a chance and all this stuff. Give yourself that same chance, because guess what? You've been through a lot too. So be kind to yourself. People always focus on what they've been through, but they don't know what it is that you've been through. But you do. So be kind to yourself as well. It's important. It is important because we're not kind to ourselves, and we need to be. And that doesn't just mean in how you treat yourself, but it's also in how you allow other people to treat you as well. You got to be kind to yourself. And I'm going to keep reading. So, you keep trying not to give up so easily on other people because you're being so kind to them, but forgetting that in doing so, if somebody is not kind to you and you're trying to continuously to be kind and continuously to treat them well, and they're mistreating you, you're forgetting that you're doing yourself a disservice. You might be a benefit to them because they're reaping the benefits of you, but you're doing a disservice to yourself because you're getting nothing in return. So you got to think about that. Be kind to yourself. You're not being kind to yourself when you remain around people who treat you unkindly. So instead of feeling sorry for them, ask yourself, who feels sorry for you? Who feels sorry for you? No matter how much patience, love, sex, money, communication, and understanding you offer to others, some people will continue to disappoint you and be unkind by being unkind. At some point, you have to stop worrying about their well-being and focus on your own. Woo! You have to be kind to yourself. You have to do what you need to do to stop allowing people to treat you poorly. The hardest part is not the hurt when being treated unkindly. It is realizing that the same people you once believed in to treat you well never protected your feelings the way that you protected theirs. Long gone are the days where you stay in the midst of mistreatment. Long gone are those days where you stay in the middle of the midst of mistreatment, trying to make the people around you that you care about feel like you care about them, when that same respect or regard is not given to you. If people will not be kind to you, you have to be the one person in your life who is. So be kind to yourself. Being kind to yourself sometimes means walking away from people and taking your joy and your peace back. It also means learning who and not to allow in your personal space, knowing your worth, your value, and valuing yourself, and knowing what you have to offer to others, and valuing your precious time and who you give that time to. You are not the reason for someone else's mistreatment. I'm going to say that again. No matter what you do in life, you are not the reason for somebody else's mistreatment. So don't let anyone make you feel guilty or wrong about how you respond to their mistreatment, to being treated unkindly. It's not your fault. So as Kalani sings, I'm not so into you that I'm going to let you ruin my good years, or however the song goes, what she says, I'm not that so into you that I'm going to let my good years go by. Okay, life is too short. Don't give away your good years to somebody who's mistreating you. Don't waste your time being around people who don't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, or that treat you like you treat them. If you're kind to them and they're mean to you, those are not your people. Those are not your people. You're kind to them and you're giving to them and they're just taking and not giving back. Those are not your people. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself by walking away and getting out of their way. Let them be and you be. Go be happy. So being kind to people is a good thing to do. So I'm never telling you not to be kind. I'm just telling you to invest in the areas of your life where you're being treated with that same kind of love, kindness, and respect. That's what I'm saying. Make sure you're getting a return on your investment. Make sure that you're around people who are not just taking from you, but also depositing in your life in a positive way. They're just as loving and caring and as giving as you are. That's what I'm saying. However, being kind should not require you to constantly abandon yourself to appease other people. So don't abandon yourself, your wants and your needs to appease other people. When your kindness is met with inconsistency, mistreatment, broken promises, or emotional neglect, it slowly teaches you, or it should, that you are accepting less than what you truly deserve. No matter how good your intentions are, you cannot predict the intentions of others. Nevertheless, don't change how kind you are. Just pick and choose who truly deserves to be in your life, to be on the receiving end of the type of kindness that you have to offer. I'm preaching to myself. So be kind to yourself, and don't let anyone take advantage of your kindness. Don't let anyone take advantage of your kindness. So moving away from people who don't treat you the same way that you treat them, it sometimes causes you to feel guilt, especially when they're people that you truly care about. But don't feel guilty, okay? Don't feel guilty about knowing that not everyone deserves to benefit the benefits that come from being around you. Treating yourself with kindness is staying away from people who only take and never give, who only take from you and never give. They only ask and give me for the gimmies. Can you do this? Can you do this for me? But when it's in turn, when you need them, they're not around. Those are not your people. I'm just telling you, they're not. They're not. They're using you. So move on. Don't let anybody use you. Be kinder to yourself by walking away from them. Treat yourself with kindness. And treating yourself with kindness is staying away from people that only take and not give, or people who take your kindness for granted and view it as a sign of weakness or like something you're supposed to do. We don't have to do anything we don't want to do, but if we're enough to do something for you, be appreciative of our kindness and reciprocate it. The truth is, there is nothing more selfish. There's nothing more selfish than somebody that you're always giving to, and they're never depositing into your life. That's selfish. So the truth is, there's nothing selfish about walking away from people who continuously treat you unkindly. It's not that you are giving up on them, because sometimes, I don't want to give up on them or my friend or my relationship or my whatever spouse, whatever it is. We don't want to give up on the person. Again, we give them too many passes, but then we're in unkind situations that are making us feel depressed, that are making us feel sad, that are making us feel less worthy. Be kinder to yourself. The more kinder you are to yourself and knowing your worth and knowing what you truly deserve, it's easier for you to walk away and get that love and kindness that you deserve. That's being kind to yourself. So again, it's not that you're giving up on them. It is that you are finally choosing yourself first. More importantly, the longer you stay around people who treat you unkindly, the worse you are going to begin to feel about yourself and your self-worth. So you must know that you deserve peace and kindness. Just as much as you give the peace and the patience and the compassion to others, be kind to yourself. Sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is accept that their kindness alone is not enough to change someone else's behavior. So you can't pay a person to treat you kindly. You can't pay a person to treat you how you treat them. You can't give them enough love or enough money. They're still going to be the person who they are. And when they show you who they are, believe them, baby. Believe them. That realization is painful, but it is also freeing, because guess what? You get to walk away. You get to move on. You get to go to better. You get to go to be kinder to yourself and be around people who treat you with that same loving kindness. So the funny thing is that if you are treated, no. I'm going to say this again. The funny thing about people who treat you unkindly, or people that don't treat you the same way that you treat them, if they treat you poorly, or they are never there for you, or they're always taking and never giving, if you treated those people the same way that they treat you, they wouldn't like it. They wouldn't like you. They would have a problem with it. Yet and still, they don't have a problem with themselves and how they mistreat people. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the funny part. It's not funny, but it's funny that they just can't wrap their head around the concept of treat people how you want to be treated. And if you can't, leave them alone. know what I mean? But again, I always go back to the choice is yours to make. If they won't leave you alone, you got to be the one who says, I deserve more. I deserve better. I deserve to be treated the same way that I treat you, with the same love, the same care, the same time, the same energy, the same effort. And if you can't do that for me and I deserve that, then I have to move on. And not don't feel guilty or bad about it. It's a cause and effect to every situation. You cause something, you cause a reaction, then you have to live with the decision that you've made that caused that reaction, whether you like it or not. Okay? That's all. Don't be mad when a person walk away from you after you mistreat them or you mishandle them. It's your own fault. Own up to it. A lot of times we continue to give people these passes and they truly don't deserve, at least not that many. You know what I mean? Because we give them out a lot so freely, but then we hold ourselves to a different level of accountability, like I said, and it's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. Give yourself that same grace. That's all I'm saying. And I'm you all know when I get passionate about a topic, I just go on and on about it. But I'm getting ready to end this right now. So I'm going to leave y'all with this. We already talked about the funny things that if you treated people how they treat you, they probably would be upset with you and they wouldn't like it. Yet they don't see the error in their own ways or their own wrongdoings. The moment you stop settling for being treated as less than is the moment that you finally make room for kindness, compassion, tender loving care to enter into your life the way that you've always deserved. You matter. You matter. You matter. So remember that you matter. Don't ever let nobody make you feel like you don't. You matter. And you deserve to be treated with the same love, the same kindness, the same respect, the same courteousness, the same courtesy, the same care that you give to others. So never forget to extend those same things to yourself. Be kind to yourself. That's important. So be kind to you. To you. I'm talking to you. The ones who are overlooked, the ones who are mistreated, the ones who are disregarded, the ones who feel abandoned and neglected, the ones who give and never receive. I'm talking to you. Be kind to yourself first.